Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, black people, white people of people, descendancy, and all that other good stuff. Welcome to another episode of the Tuesday Night Flight, where we're going to take you around the sports world, one topic at a time. We have a couple of things to take care of early in the show, and then we get right into it, talk a little NFL, talk a little NBA, and then we do the top 10 according to Jack for college basketball. With that being said, he's the gentleman Jack. That's the big guy, KG. This is the Tuesday Night Flight. Let's get it going, baby.
Well, of course. Thank you for that rousing introduction there, Midnight Rider. Uh, please take your trays and put them in the upright position, lock, because we about to take off. We about to take you around the world. So first and foremost, how we do it every night, gentlemen. How y'all feeling?
I'm good, man.
I'm good. I'm doing all right.
Oh, and before we get started, I gotta give a shout out to Keith for the lid. It says Jupiter Lakes. You can't really see it with the way the camera's set up.
Let's see if we can get you on.
There it is.
There you go.
So came home, that was sitting by the door. I was like, but then when I saw the Hodges name, I knew what it was. I knew who it was. I just didn't know what it was. So I appreciate
you gave
that.
him the right address, did you?
Yeah. I ain't seen that guy with it. I ain't seen that guy either. So he probably would have had it out the phone.
We pimping that, you
He gave it to his cousin down somewhere else. Look what I got you. What's it say?
Southwest.
I don't know. It's just a hat. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
Nah, he about to rock his Clemson joint probably.
Nah, I'm gonna rock my Wizards joint.
Okay.
Let's get Jack that love. Go ahead, Jack. Get up in there. I like that blue. I like that.
Yeah, I liked everything except that Adidas joint. So. But yeah.
All right. Ms. Red checking in.
Hello.
Hey, what's happening?
Miss Red is
Mrs.
Miss
Ball.
Jackie.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
We going. You don't need no goddamn snack. Get in the kitchen cook. We. This is like an international flight. You don't need no snacks. You need full course meal. And then the correspondent checking in hat looks good.
Yo, perfect. I ain't even had to adjust it or nothing. Right off the thing, just gave it a tug and we was good to go, baby.
Uh-oh.
All right, we got to start this one off because this is a typo. On I guess we all got to take this one because grief hitting hard, man. But we got to hit the RIP Damon Wilson Lamont from Sanford and Son. He was in Baby I'm Back. He was in a couple of different shows. Passed away from cancer over the weekend. I throw it over to the gentleman Jack.
Well, a lot of people know the show Sanford and Son, and Lamont was the hardworking son of Red Fox, one Fred G. Sanford. And this show was huge in my house growing up. My grandma was probably one of the biggest Red Fox fans around, man. My grandma loves some Red Fox, boy. And my mom still has the Fred, what is it? A Red Fox doll that you pull the string in the back and he'll say, "You are ugly," or "You big dummy." I bet it's got to be worse than Kate because that thing's from like the early 70s. And it used to be common to make quotes from this show at the dinner table at my house. I mean, we get snappy with it. And I just loved it, man. Lamont, he had some, or should I say, what's his real? Damon Wilson had some demons, some mental health, probably, way before mental health was even talked about, to where he stepped away from acting fairly young in the 80s, and he became interdenominational minister at the time and wanted to put his mind to sharing the word and helping people. So I thought that showed what kind of man he was. You know what I'm saying? He could put his own troubles behind and then go into learning about, the preaching and the gospel and stuff like that, and to be able to help other people while he was still trying to help himself. So I give one more thing. I give one more shout out to you, my man. You big dummy. That's all I gotta say.
Dang. Well, if your mom got that doll, you should. Do you have XM, Sirius XM in your car?
No.
Oh, okay. Now there used to be a comedy channel, and you can get some classic Red Fox. So, like, if you ever hear me talking about, like, he has a joke about Thanksgiving, about the food we be eating if a certain animal was killed. He said, it's a good thing they killed turkey on Thanksgiving and not a bobcat, because they killed a bobcat, we'd be eating. There's a word that goes there for dinner.
Yeah, man. Now I used to have satellite in my cars, and I do recall listening to the Red Fox comedy channel and stuff, and hearing old stuff. He was. Thing is, a lot of the stuff Red Fox says in his comedy would be frowned upon today.
Right.
I mean, him, Archie Bunker. There's a bunch of them old comedians, man. This world too soft for that type of stuff nowadays. So, but I thought that was a fun thing. And I mean, when the music started, everybody had to go get their seat because you could not mistake that opening music for any other show. You had the opening music to Sanford Son. You had the opening music to Good Times. You had the opening music to Different Strokes. Certain shows, that music cannot be confused for any other show. So it was a big show.
And then to the man, Damon Wilson, rest easy. I mean, you were a big character. He was a side character and some stuff too. Back in the day, like KG said, I don't know all the shows and everything, but I know he had a good career as an actor on sitcoms. I don't know if he did any movies. I don't remember him movies, but I know he did a lot of sitcoms. He was always the son of somebody. And the parent played a prominent role in some of those movies. I mean, some of those shows. But yeah, definitely rest in peace, man. Go ahead, KJ.
He was in, as far as films go, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Great blaxploitation movie. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. The Organization, Dealing, or the Berkeley to Boston 40 Brick Lost Bag Blues, Full Moon High, Me and the Kid, and Hammerlock. As far as TV, it's a episode of All in the Family with him and Cleavon Little, where they robbed Archie Bunker.
Yeah,
that episode was hilarious.
I'm sure Archie had some choice words for him too.
Oh, Jack, if I can find it, I'm gonna send it to you. Look, when I send it to you and you watch it, make sure you're not drinking nothing because you're gonna spit it all over the place because you're gonna laugh so much. Because that's our kind of comedy. Mission Impossible, of course, Sanford and Son. After Sanford and Son ended, he did Baby I'm Back, which only lasted a season. He did The Love Boat, Today's FBI, The New Odd Couple. He was on had a recurring role on Girlfriends in the mid 2000s.
Really?
Didn't know that.
Didn't really watch that show anyway.
Got one more. Catherine O'Hara. Most famously known for Kevin McAllister's mom. But before she was Kevin McAllister's mom, she was Delia Dietz in Beetlejuice. So, yeah. Take it away, Jack.
Take it away, Midnight Round.
You probably know her if you see her.
Yeah, I seen her post. I just don't know nothing much about her.
She's actually a great comedian. Broke in I think there was a show. It was the Canadian version of Saturday Night Live. I think it was called SCT. And she was on that. She was also on a show called. I mean, we don't have that. I can say it because it's spelled SCHITT. It was called Schitt's Creek. That happened probably within the last couple years. So she's done some roles. You'll see a role or see a movie, and you'll do the meme from Leonardo DiCaprio where you snap your finger and point. Like, I know who that is. That's how you'll do it. Because you won't recognize her at first. But good long career. Very funny. She often played the mom. And that's even not funny, but there's a show on, it used to be on Showtime. There's like this documentary of the female character arc in Hollywood. How they go from being the hottie, the young hot thing, and then as they get older and older, they'll start graduating into the mom and everything. So I forgot the name of it, but that's a great thing. I know I saw it on Showtime. But if you just type in character arc of female actresses, you'll see it. Or actresses. You don't need to put female for that. Go ahead, KG.
Of course, I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. So Beetlejuice and the second Beetlejuice was what was the second? What was the official name of the second one? That was Beetlejuice. Absolutely great movies to me. Of course, her in Home Alone. She was Sally and Shock in The Nightmare Before Christmas. She was in Wyatt Earp. Pippi Longstockings, the cartoon. What else? Searching for Deborah Winger. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. She had a resume of films, and she was okay, that's that
Snake Eyes.
Little Sesame Street in the background. That was cool. She was a part of Second City TV as well, which is the comedy troupe out of Chicago. So she had a lot. Of course, like I said, you knew her. Most people knew her as Kevin McAllister's mom, Kate. I knew her as Delia Dietz. So Stacy checking in. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? She says, hello, gentlemen. Ms. Red said, I love that damn cartoon. Yeah, Beetlejuice, the cartoon was great. That was one of my favorites. But one of those things, man, it's like you just gotta call it what it is. You know, you can't have life without death. So let's transition here and go to some NFL. Mike LaFleur is your new head coach of the Cardinals. Midnight Rider, it's two things I got to say to you. I got to give you your flowers. And the first one, I'll do it now. The second one, I'll do it once we finish this segment. But you talked about young guys and unknown guys getting jobs this coaching cycle. And that has been what we have seen thus far. Mike LaFleur is 38 years old, and he's the head coach. He was most recently the offensive coordinator from 23 to 25 of the Los Angeles Rams, been the offensive coordinator of the Jets, passing game coordinator for the 49ers, offensive assistant with the Falcons, offensive intern with the Browns. Got a little experience in college at Davidson and St. Joseph and Elmhurst. Been coaching since 2009. So he's been coaching since he's 22. You can honestly say he grew up coaching. He grew up in the game. Former quarterback himself. So, Gentleman Jack, take it away.
Well, let's hope he's learned some stuff to be able to handle this head football coaching job from, it's a family profession, it seems. I mean, his brother's over there in Green Bay. Like I say, I still think this Arizona situation is a car wreck. They had a little bit. I mean, I'm not a Kyler Murray fan. I think they need to move on. I don't know what they got as far as young quarterbacks in that quarterback room over there in Arizona. That's how much I pay attention to the Arizona Cardinals. It's just been terrible, terrible, terrible over there. So, Kyler Murray's guaranteed money through 26. So, are they going to just drop the cat, or are they going to try to work with the cat? I think they're going to try to work with Kyler Murray, but I don't know. I think he's got to step it up and come back to Kyler Murray from, say, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's been a minute since I recall Kyler Murray doing anything that satisfies me. And he's got a guaranteed deal. He's got guaranteed money for 27 here, it says, too. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do in Arizona. Mr. LaFleur, you got your hands full, Coach. You got your hands full. So I'm sure Midnight Rider can fill me in a little bit more on this. It's way too early to decide what you're going to do at quarterback. I understand that. But what is he going to do with this Arizona Cardinals team, Midnight Rider? How do you think that's going to pan out?
Well, a name you might see here, Kirk Cousins. It's a possibility because this is all Shanahan offensive style. So you got Matt LaFleur, you got the Kyle Shanahan, the Sean McVays, the Kevin O'Connells, like all that's all mushed in together. He was Robert Saleh's OC with the Jets, and the only issue was they had Zach Wilson and a hurt Aaron Rodgers. So, like, that's why he lost his job, because the team wasn't good and he didn't have the things to work with or the materials to work with. But they look like they shut Kyler Murray down towards the end of last season. And when teams do that, I think they will. You got to remember this salary cap is going to be somewhere between 301 and 307 in terms of the cap. So, you might be able to eat, $50 million here and there, or try to see if you can split it by doing a post June 1 cut and split the money up that way. That way you can spread it over a couple of years.
Okay.
That's how I see that playing out. If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. But I think if you don't play your quarterback down the stretch of the season, he did get hurt, but then you kind of was just like, we're not going to play you. I think that's a different story. I think that's a totally different thing. So that's why I say, or I believe that it's not going to be a situation where he returns there. But like you said, Jack, it's too soon to say. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I think Cousins is a viable option. I think that's a place where I don't know if Mariota's gone there, but Mariota might be an option where he plays a couple games and as a feeder until you figure out what you want to do. Because this quarterback class to me just doesn't have the names. If you can get first 9-game version of Ty Simpson, then maybe you get Ty Simpson. But Ty Simpson hasn't played good ball since the middle of November.
Yeah. Well, it's got.
Go ahead.
He's got great wide receivers there to bring a veteran quarterback in or an established quarterback. I think Cousins could work with them wide receivers real well.
Yeah, and then you got whatchamacallit, what is his name? James Conner at running back. So he should be healthy again. So you get Conner. You had the kid that you drafted, Benson, out of Florida State. And then they had another kid they drafted last year. I can't think of his name, but he was a fast running back.
What did Conner go down with last year, Midnight Rider? He blow a knee?
Foot. I think it was one of those ankle breaks where you got some ligaments. and I
Okay.
think that's what ended his season because it wasn't nothing simple. That's the sad thing for him is he'll have these good seasons and then all of a sudden he'll have a crazy injury. Trying to look it up.
Yeah, but James Conner is blessed beyond means. Cancer survivor first and foremost, and to be able to play in the league after fighting cancer. Well, he fought that in college.
Yep.
Pitt, I believe.
You go. Good call.
Okay.
It was a right foot / ankle. He was bent awkwardly back. It was one of those ones that they don't, you know how, when it happens during the broadcast, they may show it once, but they won't show it again because of how gruesome it is. It was one of those type of injuries.
Oh, but they showed what's his name for the Browns? Who was that? That was the running back that bent his leg backwards for the Browns on the goal line run.
Oh, Nick Chubb. That was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Nick Chubb, yeah. They showed that over and over, didn't they?
They did. I think that's part of the reason they stopped. I think they did it twice or 3 times, and they was like, I don't think we want to show this. So
I just want to say this to you, gentlemen. You were talking about what Arizona has.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go look, and I had to go, peek.
Yes.
Their quarterback room: Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett, Keaton Slovis.
Who?
You have. Say it again. You have nothing on the offense. Like it would be better. Like you've never known the Bidwells to spend money in free agency, but they're gonna have to spend some money in free agency.
Yeah, because like I said, I think they do got a solid wide receiver core and growing. And Connor got hurt, and Connor's been in the league a little bit, but he's a solid foundation at running back to bring in some young running backs. Quarterback, man, that's what Arizona's been needing for, I want to say 3 years, man. I'm not a Kyler Murray guy.
All right, and then let's hit the other coaching news. The Raiders select Clint Kubiak. Basically, it's all done in principle. The only reason it can't be official is because you got to wait for the Super Bowl to happen.
And we all knew that,
right? I mean, it was leaning. It was either him or who was the other person they had? They had one other person they were talking to. Had a late interview.
Wasn't it him or Monk from Baltimore?
Maybe it might have been it.
I can't remember. It's been so much going around with all these, and it's been fun to follow. Great to follow. Some people, won in the coaching carousel. Some people we'll see if they won or not. So. Yeah, I'm already ready for next season, man. Let's get it going.
Now, this right here is not official yet. Won't be official until after the Super Bowl.
Right.
But for preliminary purposes, Clint Kubiak, son of Gary Kubiak, is your next Raiders head coach.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's another person off of that tree. Clint, Gary Kubiak, all played for the Shanahan, for Mike Sr. So it's just crazy. It's like I said, it's just one pool, and everybody feeds from the same trough. And that trough right now is if you're under 42 and you spent some time in Mike Shanahan's kitchen eating food, you could be an offensive coordinator or maybe a head coach somewhere. So it's just, it's ridiculous the number of those guys that are around the league right now.
Well, I know Matty Ice is down and he's very hard on his Raiders, but I tell you, with a good draft and a good free agency, the Raiders could be the turnaround team next year, man. You can call me insane for saying that, but it wouldn't be a surprise because they do have some talent. I just don't feel they had the right pieces in certain places in the front office and coaching room. So that's gonna. I'll wait till the NFL prediction show, but right now, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Raiders be one of the bigger improved teams next year.
Now I had to look down and look this up, and I'm gonna be honest with you, gentlemen. If you know this answer, I would love to hear you say it. Clint Kubiak would be on Mike Shanahan's coaching tree, but who is Mike Shanahan's coaching tree rooted to?
It would be Bill Walsh. Because he was the 33-year-old the Raiders picked off of Bill Walsh's staff at one point, and made him a head coach. So, I thought you had something.
Good job, Emma.
Now I'm gonna throw one else at you. If you want to really, really put it out there, that coaching tree, it goes deep. How far back does it go?
You want to say Sid Gilman?
I think I want to say that's correct. That's correct. But I think Sid Gilman, his coaching tree, I don't think Walsh is on that because of yep, I'm sorry, Walsh is on that. Sorry. Walsh is on that tree. Walsh is on the Sid Gilman tree.
My two historians.
Yeah.
Kate, I mean, Jack, you gotta understand something. I've done the show for 5 years with this guy. I knew that was the answer because I learned it like 2 years ago.
Like we actually walked through the Sid Gilman coaching tree. It's a pretty extensive tree.
There was a May show. I don't know if it was a Sunday, Tuesday, or a Thursday, where we got into coaching trees, and it was one of our topic shows. And yeah, so we're sitting there, we're talking about the Shanahan tree, and he's like, "Well, you know," I was like, "Here we go." You know how it goes, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm eager to see what Clint Kubiak can do. His dad wasn't a bad coach his damn self. His dad wasn't a bad backup quarterback either. And what's crazy is backup quarterbacks make some of the best head coaches sometimes. And if they don't make it the head coach, they make some of the best offensive coordinators. And Gary Kubiak himself, he got a Super Bowl title with the Broncos in Super Bowl 50. Don't forget, he's a career wins leader in Houston. Well, he won the Super Bowl as a head coach. Career wins leader in Houston for the Texans is 63, and he got 3 Super Bowls as an assistant. So that says a lot.
He doesn't have any head coaching Super Bowls.
They got him as a head coach in Super Bowl 50.
That can't be right.
I thought John Fox was the head coach.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
You might find one of them funky AIs like I found the other night that had a messed up list. I don't know.
I'm on Wikipedia, which is my go-to.
Yeah, that's usually money.
That's a little jacked up at times too.
Yeah, because anybody can mess with it. So,
hey, let's break out our passports.
Let's do it.
Oh, and Maddie said, I'll be very happy about this if it happens. It's gonna happen, Maddie.
Well, I think that first and foremost, I think the Raiders need to make an effort to figure out their offensive line. If they can figure that out, and you can put something of semblance in front of Genty and Mendoza, I think they're solid. And then they got the manimal, the man-child, Brock. Is it Brock Bowers? Yeah, from
Brock
Georgia.
Bowers. Mm-hmm.
And then they got the tight end Michael Mayers from Notre Dame. So they have some semblance of,
They do.
They just, you're right. They got to spend the right money in free agency and have a good draft. And I think if Matty had his druthers, he'd probably be a little bit suspicious of that because he'd ask you, when's the last time they had a good draft, probably. And
right. Right. No, I mean, there's a path to where the Raiders can come out smelling like roses. next season. But they can also self-destruct too. But we'll see. It's the Raiders.
Everybody self-destructing.
And Midnight Rider called it. He said, let's get our passport together because the NFL is going overseas. They got 9 overseas games. NFL, the 2026 NFL International Game slate. Melbourne, Australia. You got the Rams as the home team. Of course, the schedule won't be out till May, so you got the Rams, the home team. Paris, France. And that already set up with New Orleans Saints versus the Cleveland Browns reported. Rio de Janeiro, first game ever in Rio. Mexico City.
They might get in trouble. They might get in trouble in Rio, boy. All them hot
you got to be careful in Rio.
Who cookie?
Mexico is in December 26th. Munich, Germany. Madrid, Spain. 3 games total in London. And, of course, it's a Jaguars home game there. They're expecting Rio to be expected prime time. London, Munich, Madrid, and Paris will feature early Sunday morning kickoff for U.S. viewers. And Roger Goodell's future goal is he reiterated the long-term goal of a 16-plus international games to ensure every team plays abroad regularly. I throw it over to you, Jack, Midnight Rider, and I'll finish it up.
Well, I want to ask you a question before I get started. Is this the most amount of overseas games in one season yet, or is this about the norm? Because I don't recall being this many.
I would like to say yes. I think so.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was somewhere in the 5 or 6 game range previous, but no, it brings in money, and that's what the NFL. That's what the NFL means: bring in money. So, yeah, I think it's all right. I don't like getting up watching 9 o'clock football because I'm not in the morning dude. And I'll tell everybody that, and I'll tell you that twice on Sunday. I'm not getting up at 9 o'clock to watch no football. I didn't even get up to watch the Commanders game this year. I caught it probably second half. So, yeah, it's cool to go across the globe and show the beautiful game that the folks here in the United States are in love with. And is this going to end up opening, starter leagues in these foreign countries? I think it already has. In like Germany, didn't we have weren't we trying to make a minor league football in Germany or something at one point?
It was you had the World Football League, then you had NFL Europe, then they turned to NFL Europa. But
right,
if that's, I'll let you finish. But if that's the case, the blueprint's there. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the blueprint was there. And it's just, it's just getting NFL to be learned, liked, and loved on a much huger platform, much bigger platform. Excuse me for using proper language. Yeah, I think it's all right. I didn't like it in the beginning when it all started, but now I do. It's growing on me. As long as they can keep adequate fields. There's apparently, I learned some stuff this year about there's a difference in the sod for a soccer field versus the sod for a football field. I didn't know there was a difference. Grass is grass to me, but so as long as they keep their fields, and I'm sure the NFL are going to make sure they assist and make sure they keep their fields right so there's no major injuries to our NFL players we enjoy watching here in the States. So, yeah, I'm all for international NFL. Now, Midnight Rider.
The side thing or conversation, you gotta remember most of those athletes over there are, you don't get 225-pound soccer players. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the difference there too, as well, is just the stress that's put on the field. So yeah, there has to be some consideration to the side. I'll save because we've got news in the NBA world, so I'll save it till we transition to the NBA. We got something that just went down. So I was looking at Sounders to see if there was a cool way to interrupt you guys, but we can just wait for it. It's been talked about all day. So, but back to this NFL Europe thing. I think America, the NFL knows one thing. They've tapped every resource, every vein. in the U.S. in order to make money and to grow the product. And I think they also noticed that, some of the kids aren't exactly taking to or consuming sports the same way their parents did, the same way we did. So you got to figure out ways now to create revenue streams. And I think this is their way of creating another revenue stream is to add in these games overseas. I think you're gonna get to the point where overseas is gonna be just like the Thursday night where everybody's gotta do a game overseas. The second part of this is you kind of knew it was heading this direction when they auctioned off certain countries, basically, so you could be like the home team in that country. It's kind of why like Jacksonville always plays in London because they're the home team for London. That's whose merch gets pushed the most in that area. So we talked about that a little bit before. I can talk about it again later on, but the rumor is that the Commanders will be a home team. I think it's in London. And then, no, I'm sorry, in Munich. No, you said Munich was Cleveland, though. So maybe it's London.
Allegedly.
No, then that's right.
That's alleged.
No, that's right. Because then what it is the Commanders are doing London for 2 weeks. So week 1, they'll be the home team. And then week 2, they'll be the road team to Jacksonville. That's allegedly. We're going to use allegedly today. Allegedly. So, yeah. But that's their way to grow the game, man. That's why think about this push coinciding with, I think, the next Olympic cycle. You have flag football in the Olympics. So the NFL isn't being dumb about making this push.
Let me go ahead and grab my newspaper, walk out to the front lawn, and stand there because I'm getting ready to shake my fist. I do not like a regular season game. No. If this is a preseason game, have at it. But a regular season game being overseas and you're trying to get 16 games over there, no, man.
Yeah.
No. Like,
that's a lot.
As a season ticket holder, and I think that's why they went to the extra game. So if you get every team over there once a season, are you really losing the game? Because you get 8 games, you might get 9. And we're going to give you 9 home games. Shit, because one of those home games is going to be overseas. Does my season ticket still work? Do I still pay the same price? I mean, it's one of those things. But I don't really care for it. Same way I felt. I said it on the WrestleManiacs about the Royal Rumble being in Saudi Arabia. WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia. I'm not for that. I love that it's a worldwide thing. We do specials over there. You do SmackDowns over there. You do Raws over there. But when it comes to pay-per-views and PLEs, which are one and the same in the States, that's what we do. But I digress. I am done shaking my fist at the clouds. Let me get off my lawn because I need to go ahead and water it. I don't really care for this. I remember preseason games in Mexico City, and I remember it was the Cowboys and the Oilers, so that tell you how long ago it was. The field was in such bad condition. They got kids from the stands to come and stomp down divots in the field. And I was like, yeah, we can't do this. Somebody's going to get hurt. But overseas, we're playing in soccer stadiums and tennis stadiums. They don't have the field that can accommodate these players. But Lee Ice got a really, really good thing. Bring back NFL Europe. Boom. There it is. That way you got the you got the USFL or the UFL, USFL, whatever they call it now, and NFL Europe. You got breeding grounds. You got training grounds for everybody. You know, everybody's not packed in one place. You got a good minor league.
So I think you're missing the point. They want some version of a team in Europe, and whether they feel like having a team full time as a foreign soil team isn't going to work, then this is their other way to get to that, where you put a full schedule on foreign soil. But that's all they're working to. They're working to either expanding into Europe or just making it so that you have enough games in Europe that it can make it work.
Well, quick question. I don't want to get
We're not
bogged
gonna,
down with this.
yeah.
So, quick question. How would that work logistic-wise if you had a team across the pond and they got to fly? Like, that's not a short flight to fly. Let's say they got to fly to the West Coast to play the 49ers. How would that work logistically?
I mean, you'd probably build it in to where they'd be 2 weeks in the States, 2 weeks out of the country, something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just here doing the show, man. I'm not king of logistics for the NFL.
You supposed to know. You supposed to lead us here.
I don't know the numbers.
Like,
come on, man.
Now I know what Dave Chappelle felt like. Like, I need to hear from Ja Rule. What do we do, Ja Rule? I'm holding on to that one. I see you, correspondent. I see you. I'm holding on to it. We getting ready to get to that now. Maddie said, rumor has it Teddy just completed a TD pose.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. For some reason, the family has been, you know, I'm just going to say they've been manipulating the touchdown baby Jesus poses. That's all I'm going to say. That's how I feel.
And Maddie said if the Raiders can fuck it up, they will. Ms. Ray said, "What I learned from you, that's how teams get more money from trading purposes. For trading purposes, make their caps bigger. Thanks, Midnight Rider."
Mm-hmm.
Maddie said the rumor is Cleveland and New Orleans and Paris. Yep, that's the rumor. And Lee Ice got a question there. Fellas, why do you think the NFL won't expand to Canada? I think it's tax purposes and money. But you remember Buffalo used to do a game of 2 or 3 in Canada. But I don't think they were selling out like that. But you guys.
I don't think the Canadian Football League wants us over there.
I think they went to Toronto a couple times with Buffalo, and I think it wasn't viable, so they flipped and pivoted to going over to Europe. I think Europe is a better thing because you can naturally invade Europe without having people saying, "Oh, I'm an Edmonton Eskimos fan," or whatever Edmonton's called now, or I'm a Calgary Stampede fan. You know, you don't interrupt somebody else's fandom in the league that they're, you know, because maybe some guys are over there right now, you know, 3 guys doing the show and they're talking about how, you know, the silly Americans are trying to invade Europe with their football, you know. So some dude named, you know, the Big John Luke, you know what I'm saying? The Midnight Benoit and Gentleman Jock. Jacques.
Jacques Cousteau.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
All right. Now getting to the big news of the day. This is the meat here. NBA trades. We had 3, but it went up to 4. Now I'm gonna get to the breaking news first. Damn, I lost where I was at. Breaking news, and it's from the correspondent. Thank you for breaking this news. You heard it here first. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news: Harden to Cleveland for Darius Garland and a 2nd-round pick.
So I have that trade just a little differently. I have it Harden in a 2nd or Garland in a 2nd, but I'm not worried about a 2nd-round pick unless it becomes Jokic. So, but trade-wise, I mean, we knew this was coming down the pipeline last night. The momentum was there. You know, it was heading down the hill. The only thing that was going to stop it was Cleveland saying no. And I didn't listen to Cleveland radio today. I didn't have a feeling that the fans were too much against it because Darius Garland has had a variety of injuries throughout the course of his career. He's had some foot problems. He's probably, I think they say he's on his 2nd or 3rd shoe that they've had to make to customize for him because he's been having feet problems. So We'll get more into that tomorrow on Nothing But Net, but that's just the news for right now.
All right. Jack, you got any thoughts on that Cleveland trade?
Nah, I don't. I don't have much on that.
Okay, well, I got something that you might have something on. My Bulls traded Nikolai Vucevic and a future second-round pick to Boston for Anthony Simmons and a second-round pick. I'm going to say this to you, Jack. Vuce is my man. He might work better with you guys than he did, so please take good care of him. Toss it over to you.
Yeah, no, I like Vuce. But the thing is, I like him coming over to work with the young guys we got that have been filling in this year. Some of the guys we got Garza from Iowa. I'm pretty positive, and he's a local boy from up in like Germantown or something, Maryland. I look forward to seeing him work with the young guys that are filling in for, I believe, a third seed Boston Celtics team currently, in which no one thought that Boston would be where we are without JT in the lineup, and he will be back in about 2 weeks. So, yeah, I like Vucevic coming over. I wanted one of those big guys, either him or the big guy Zubac from the Clippers, but I wasn't sure if he was on the block. Since they was looking at probably moving. That's probably Midnight Riders news, so I'm not going to say that. I'll wait and let him break that. Yeah, it's a good pickup for Boston. He's veteran. You know, it's not like he's a young player and he's got to learn how to fit in. He's been playing ball with a lot of different players, so I think he'll fit in Boston real well. The key for Boston, stay healthy. So far, they have been. So that was a great pickup for them. I wasn't sure, but I knew Boston was going to do something at this deadline. Isn't that right?
Sorry about that. No, it's weird because I think Zubac wouldn't fit Boston the way that Vucevic does. To me, Zubac's a little bit more of a lane clogger, and I think Vucevic allows you still live in that. I mean, KG kind of said it, but I think he's a better version of Horford, where he allows you to pick and pop, and he can sit in corners and hit some jump shots, but still hit the boards for you. So I think it's a nice fit. To be honest with you, I just don't know why Chicago's in the room to have a bunch of 6'3" to 6'4" guards all around the same age, but hey.
This has been the norm in Chicago for the last couple of years, from Kobe White to Alex Caruso. We had Lonzo Ball. All these guards, same height, same build. I mean, it wasn't too much of a space in between the skills, but it's just been a thing in Chicago. It's like we haven't had a two guard that was actually really, really good since Jimmy Buckets. I mean, Levine was there, but it was Levine. I really didn't want him there anyway. And before that, geez, we got Rip Hamilton at the end of his career. Keith Bogans, maybe, but Vucevic in Boston, just like you said, Midnight Rider, him in that corner, and if you close out on him and you think that he's gonna shoot, he can put the ball on the floor and take it right to the rack. So you know he's very versatile, and he's gonna fit that role that Horford, that run that Boston had the last couple of years. He's gonna fit that role. He's gonna be the igniter. Now, are they gonna bring him off the bench? I don't know, but if they bring him off the bench, ooh Lord, that second unit gonna be fire. I ain't even trying to think about it because that's gonna hurt my heart. Because we had something like that and couldn't do nothing with it. Lehigh said one more city Harden gets the no-show in the playoffs for. And Maddie said, should I like these trades as a Cavs fan?
I mean, they aren't bad deals. I don't get the DeAndre Hunter deal from yesterday. I didn't get because I don't feel like you got enough or you got a viable piece. But maybe it makes sense because getting the Schroeder and the Ellis kid can probably be a defender and help you on the defensive side of the ball. Schroeder gives you a ball handler to go along with Harden. I just see Harden and Donovan Mitchell eating out of the same trough. And like their style stylistically, I just don't know how it works with them. You can't have two Bobby Browns. Somebody gotta be Raul Tresvant.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have a Bobby and a Johnny.
Yeah, but you don't know. You need, if you're trying to advance in the playoffs, you need a lead. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I know you about to start some mess. All right. I saw the eyes.
All I'm gonna say is hit me off. That's if you go listen to that, well, you'll understand.
I got you.
Next up, 3-team trade. You had the Pistons, the Bulls, and the T-Wolves, who didn't receive anything. Detroit received from Chicago Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric. 2026 first round protected swap via Minnesota. Chicago got Mike Conley from Minnesota and Jaden Ivey from Detroit. Minnesota receives no players or draft picks. Gentlemen.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I was sorry.
Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, a 2026 first round protected swap from Minnesota goes to Detroit. Chicago got Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey. Mike Conley from Minnesota, Jaden Ivey from Detroit. Minnesota got nothing.
And that must have been a salary dump.
Yeah.
Dumping Conley's salary. Jaden Ivey, I like going there. That's just a crowded backcourt. Jesus.
Yeah.
But Ivey fits better there than he did in Detroit because it wasn't going to work for him long term in Detroit. And I think on the Minnesota side, they got the kid. His name's Bones. He was in Denver like 3 or 4 years ago. Played pretty good, huh?
Bones Highland.
Yeah. Played pretty good in Denver. Got moved to Minnesota. Got trapped on the bench in Minnesota. So that deal works for him because now maybe he gets more minutes. But yeah, I think Ivey to Chicago works best for Ivey because he can get some time. He can spread his wings a little bit. And what else is in the Chicago in that area around there that's big? He can get around from Illinois to Indiana, and in Indiana, his mama's coaching the women at Notre Dame, so he can go see mama a little more often.
I like Huerter. I think Huerter can help over there in Detroit. Detroit likes to run. Huerter's been hot these past 3 weeks. I like him. Ivey's that's a tough let go though, man. Shot blocker, rim defender, rebounder. That's a tough let go, but I think Detroit's trying to play small and fast, and I like that pickup for Detroit. I think that made Detroit a little bit better.
You mistaking your Ivies. This is Jaden Ivey, the 6'5" kid out of Notre.
Oh, not the center named Ivey?
Nah, not him.
Who don't he run with Detroit?
Nah, this is the wing player. Where did Jaden Ivey go to college? Good God.
I got it right here.
His mom's at Notre Dame coaching. He was at somewhere.
I got him. Purdue.
Yeah.
I see who he is now. I am confusing my Ivies. You're right. So, yeah, they just let the young boy go.
He's an athlete. they got too many young boys already. This is where
Right.
This is where the Wizards are going to be at in 2 years, where you have so many young players that you got to start moving some of them out the way so you can create space.
But there's been a lot of attention to another young team in the league, and it makes me think of you two, and it makes me laugh because the Wizards have been working on this young team longer than the team that's getting all the attention right now. And I think both of y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Charlotte Hornets. They're one of the hottest young teams in the league, and they've been working on this less than the Wizards have.
You got to think about it this way:
just spinning wheels.
It's not Wizards spinning wheels. It's Charlotte. A has had better lottery luck, and B, they started this maybe a year or two before the Wizards actually caved in and started their thing. Yeah, they did.
I don't think so. I think they just started this a couple years ago, 2 years ago when they got Ball.
Ball's been in the league longer than 2 years.
But he's only been with them for 2 years, hadn't he? Or he was injured and came back.
He got drafted.
He was drafted there.
But he got injured and he was out a whole year, right?
I'd have to look that one
I'm
up.
talking about the return of him.
I got you.
I don't know. There's two balls in the league now, so I might be getting confused on my. That didn't sound right. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, my balls are good.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking just now. All of that. Oh my god.
Balls everywhere, balls out. But I don't know. I thought Charlotte was going to be a successful young team this year, and I don't think no one else saw that coming. But
their ability to shoot the ball
in transition is amazing. They're fun to watch.
What's your boy Con Knipple?
Mm-hmm.
He gotta be pushing somewhere. He gotta be in somebody's top 3 for rookie of the year. It should be Edgecombe, him, and go ahead.
No, he's above Edgecombe. It's him, Flag Edgecombe.
Okay. You just want to say Flag because you're a Dookie.
No.
The only thing that's hurt.
Flag just had back-to-back 30 and 10s, man. First time a teenager ever had back-to-back 30 and 10s.
You can't.
So he just started a little slower, and Con is throwing threes up. And like I say, you're not done hearing that name, man. He's got a whole clan back in Wisconsin, dude. He's got like 4 brothers, 3 cousins. The NBA gonna be full of Canopers in a little while.
Maddie said Bell Biv DeVoe. We were talking about lead singers. Hey,
no.
Ricky, Bobby.
Last but not least, was the Grizzlies. Oh, come on, don't do me like that. The Grizzlies and the Jazz. Utah gets Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Landale, John Conchar, Vince Williams Jr., and Memphis gets Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Nwang, and 3 future first-round picks.
Yeah, you definitely should have been on that hockey show pronouncing names.
I might have beat him. I lost to Keith, I think, by half a point, and I changed the pronunciation at the last minute, and I was right on the first one. So I shot myself in the foot with that one, but it was a very fun show. We got to do it again. It got to be an annual thing.
This deal just shows that Memphis is ready to sell everything and anything that's not bolted down. I think right now, as of today, they have somewhere between 11 and 13 first-round picks over the next couple years. I don't know what that window is, but that tells me that they're going to try to get young. And then in the midst of getting younger and restarting or retooling this build, they'll use some of those picks to acquire some talent to add, to supplement the young guys they bring in. So, yeah, I think this is going to be interesting to watch how Memphis does this. I think the biggest key is where does Ja Morant end up? I also saw other news that LeBron is supposed to be staying through the season with the Lakers. Yay!
Yeah, I thought they would have got more for him before the trade deadline than they will in the offseason. Because, I mean, if you're a young team that is in the top, say, 5 right now in your conference, it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring in an old head like LeBron to teach them young kids how to play playoff ball and hopefully winning ball. That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought they would get a better chance to do something with LeBron now versus off season. Go ahead, KG. What you timing?
I put the time out there because you saying this ain't the LeBron of 5, 6, 8 years ago. But I don't know. It's not much he can tell these young boys about playoff ball because he has not had no success in 5 years.
Yeah,
and this dude used to be the king of the playoffs.
All right, so I'm gonna interrupt that because that sounds like pure hateration.
That's
but no,
Eddie Jones.
No, seriously. Y'all gotta remember LeBron's actually a free agent after this year, so he can pick his destination if he decides to come back for season 24.
Cleveland.
I just think he's gonna be. He's that guy that I think. You know what? I know this is basketball, but Chris Collinsworth it. Now here's a guy. Here's a guy that I think will want the tour. He'll want this is his last game in the arena.
Oh yeah.
We gotta celebrate him, bring him his flowers, and give him the big pack of annihilators. You know,
some rocking chairs. Yep.
Yeah, rocking chair. You know, the pickles in the jar. All that good stuff.
Definitely.
And some sunflower seeds, original David's. Don't be cheap.
All right, real quick, gentlemen, before we jump to the JC College Top 10.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
If you got one of the best and or worst NBA trades at the deadline of all time,
I'm gonna let you go because I don't have anything.
Oh, every day.
Okay, I'll tell you the best. The best is how Jerry West helped out his old squad and gave away Pau Gasol to the Lakers for 3 Magic Beans. Greatest fleece of all time because it turned into 2 championships.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I think the Lakers gave up substantial draft equity and talent in the deal. I think the problem is every time the Lakers make a deal, everybody just wants to make it seem like we stole something, and it's Ocean's 11.
See, I say that because they gave up who was it? I think it was Crittenden, Kwame Brown, and something else. You know, I think it was a wash and dry.
That wasn't that bad because Crittenden couldn't have been still in the league because I thought he was trying to bring guns to Gilbert.
That had went down, but he had came back off the suspension. I believe he was a part of that trade. I'll look that up.
All right, it don't matter. We don't need to get into semantics on that. What's the worst trade you got?
The worst trade has to be the Atlanta Hawks trading Dominique Wilkins in 1994 to the Clippers. They were 36-16, first in the East, rocking, killing everybody. They traded Dominique to the Clippers for Danny Manning, thinking that they were going to sign Danny Manning. He was the piece that was missing. Danny Manning said, "This is a rental after the season. I'm out," and rolled. I don't think the Hawks have recovered from that since.
I gotta do some research because that can't be the worst one. There's gotta be some.
I would love to hear because Thursday, instead of the Thursday night throwdown, you will have the NBA trade deadline special with none other than the Midnight Rider, the man himself, C. Perry II, the Gentleman Jack, myself, the big guy KG. We're going to be sitting on this panel. We're going to be talking NBA trade deadline, and I'm going to try my damnedest to keep up so I can update my Live 96 roster.
I don't even know how you. Never mind. Jack, you on mute. I hope you unmute yourself before you start talking.
Oh, y'all be killing me. Y'all be killing me.
Those are my best and my worst. But if you could figure out another one by Thursday, or even if it's not by Thursday, you can figure out another one, please. Don't hesitate to share that. Because I don't think it's anything worse than Dominique being traded at you in first place, you trade your leading score. I don't think it's anything worse than that. And then you finish 57-25, and I think you get bounced in the second round.
Okay.
So, last but not least, got to hit some college basketball before we get out of here. The JC Top 10. Gentleman Jack, take it away, baby.
Yeah, man. We're 2/3 through the season right now. I know last week I was tripping on everybody saying stuff about bracketology and all that, but it's getting about that time to start bubble watching, last in, last out. Most teams have anywhere between 9 and 10 games left before we get into conference tournaments. So leading off at the number one position, and it's a unanimous decision across any poll you look at, it's the Arizona Wildcats at 20-0. They beat Arizona State 87-74 last week. They got a young boy over there, Koa Pete. He had 21 points. He's been leading this team. Arizona does have 5 guys that average double figures on this squad. So at any night, someone could go off for 20 points. They haven't got much coming up this week. They got Oklahoma State Saturday at 4 p.m. But I will say, after that Oklahoma State game, Arizona's going to go through a gauntlet. They're going to face, I think it's going to be 6 out of 7 games will be against top-ranked teams. So we're going to see what Arizona's made of next week. So number 2, I got the UConn Huskies holding it down, same spot, right where they were. Haven't had much come their way. They defeated Creighton in their last game, 85-58. That's a little reverse score, 85-58, 6-7, 6-7. I made my own 6-7 up. And they're playing right now versus Xavier. I don't expect Xavier to give them much. Then they got St. John's Friday at 8 on Peacock. So you never know what the Johnny's going to give you. So maybe that Friday game might be something to watch. I had a little bit of a switcheroo done here in the number 3 and the number 4 position, fellas. So at number 3, I got the Michigan Wolverines. At first, I drew it up. I had them at number 4, but them beating Michigan State last week, I think gives them the right to move up 1. Even though everybody else in the top 4 won, continued on the winning streak. But Michigan beating a big Michigan State Spartans team, that's a big win for them. So I moved them up to the 3rd spot. Yaxel Lindenberg, he had 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks in that big Michigan State victory. So up next, they got Penn State at home Wednesday, 6:30 on FS1. In the number 4 spot, dropping 1 position, I got the Duke Blue Devils at 20-1. Hadn't been much coming their way. They beat Syracuse. They're just not playing anybody yet. But up next tonight, they got Boston College 7 p.m. and then the big game Saturday 6:30 at UNC. So that's going to be a good game. Carolina's back, y'all. So keep an eye out for that Carolina squad. I got some news about Carolina as we get down this list. In the number 5, I got the Houston Cougars at 19-2. They beat a tough little scrappy TCU team, and they got to play TCU again in 3 games. So they got a really close schedule with these TCU matchups. And TCU, I do not believe they're ranked, but they are a tough team to beat. Wednesday, they're home versus Central Florida, 7 p.m., Fox Sports 1. And in the number 6 spot, a lot of people had this team a little higher. I just can't get them up there yet. We'll see what they do in the next 2 weeks to see if they deserve to get into my top 5. But it's the Iowa State Cyclones at 20-2. They beat Kansas State bad They beat Kansas State by 34 points, man. Up next, they got Baylor Saturday, 2 p.m. on ESPN. Don't expect Iowa State to get too much out of Baylor. Their schedule's getting ready to toughen up as well in the next couple of weeks. So we'll find out when they start facing some ranked opponents. Number 7, they did drop this game this week to the Michigan State Spartans, but I still to the Michigan Wolverines. The Michigan State Spartans lost to them, but I did not drop them too far in my pool because it was a tough game. It wasn't a 12-point victory, in my opinion. I think foul shots at the end made the victory a little larger than it really was. So I got Michigan State holding at number 7. They were, I believe, number 5 last week. So I'm going to keep them at number 7, 19-3. Up next, they go to Minnesota Wednesday at 7 p.m. That's going to be on Big Ten Network. And then at number 8, this team was ranked a lot higher is what I saw on television, but I don't feel it yet. They did knock out Nebraska from the undefeateds, in which I did not think Nebraska belonged to be there. As we said, they have not played anybody. So Illinois at 19-3 beat Nebraska 78-69. They got a hot freshman over there at Illinois, Keaton Wagler. He had 28-5-5 and a strong victory over Nebraska, set Nebraska back down where they belong. Up next, they got a home game versus Northwestern Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Number 9. This is a team that a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy for having them ranked so low, but I mentioned this last week. I do not respect Gonzaga. They play nobody. They beat St. Mary's last week, 73-65. Graham Ike had 30 points for the Zags, and he's a very solid ball player. I just don't feel when they play the top tier teams in the country that they're going to have the success that they have in the WCC, KG's favorite conference. Up next for Gonzaga, and this right here will show you. Up next for Gonzaga, they go to Portland and they go to Oregon State, 2 busters. So, but those are conference games for them in the WCC. Number 10. I got a new team and the only new team in my top 10 this week. A little difficult for me to do because it's not the color blue I root for. But I put the North Carolina Tar Heels at the number 10 spot with a 17-4 record. Some of their losses came early in some big tournaments they played in. They beat Syracuse 87-77. Caleb Wilson came through solid as he has all season so far. The freshman is phenomenal with 22 and 9 rebounds. And as I said earlier, up next for the Tar Heels is the Blue Devils on Saturday, and that's a 6:45 tip, ESPN. Be there, be square. The team that dropped out of my poll, who was that?
While you looking for that, you shocked me. All right, so
yeah,
the shocker you gave me was Gonzaga actually being in your top 10. I figured you just keep them out just because you just don't like them.
I don't.
I'm surprised you jumped UNC over Kansas because Kansas had a big win this week.
Kansas is right there, dude. Kansas is right there, but I got to give UNC a little bit more because they're 4 losses, and I think Kansas has 5. But Kansas is 11. I got them right there, is on the cusp. And Nebraska is my team that dropped out.
That's who it is. So yeah, I figured, honestly, as you was doing this, I thought where Gonzaga was, I thought you would have had Nebraska. I didn't expect UNC in the top 10. And what's the last thing we just talked about?
Well, Gonzaga moved up one, actually.
Actually, I like the fact that you're on Illinois. And who was the other team that you had at in the group that I wasn't expecting? It was
Illinois, Iowa State, Houston. I kept Michigan State pretty high. So, yeah, Gonzaga moved up 1 with me. I had them at 10 last week, and I moved them up to 9. Like I said, I look at their schedule, and I can't tell you a game that I think they might get beat because they don't have nothing really rough on their schedule. St. Mary's is probably going to be the toughest. Maybe San Francisco. Who else is in your league, KG? I heard you click it.
You got the Portland Pirates. I'm sorry, Pilots.
Shit.
You know,
That's who
you got the San Francisco Dons. You know, you got teams out there, but you can't deny Gonzaga. Here's the thing: you got to win the games that's put in front of you, and they win the games that's put in front of them. Then they go in the tournament, and they never go out quietly. They bang pots, pans, they move furniture, they get all the way at least to the Elite Eight. Those are talented teams, and this is the only thing that's keeping mid-majors alive. Because they give hope to the Creightons, the Valparaisos, the Iowas. They give hope to those teams when they get in the tournament. All you got to do is get hot and go on a run. I love Gonzaga.
Okay, I got a little thing here.
Gonzaga because that's not your typical. That's not your typical blue blood, if you will. That's not your Duke, your North Carolina. That's not your Connecticut. You know, if this is back in the day, that's not your Georgetown. That's not your Maryland, who was guaranteed a Sweet 16 almost every year. These are teams that are built, not bought, that make it this far, that play like this. They're built.
I want to give a shout out to one team. And when I say the name of the person that used to go there, if my best friend was in the comments, it's kind of like one of those BJ and you moments when you name a player that you liked and it was your guy. So of course, back in the day, there's a guy, excuse me, I'm a Chris Collinsworth. Here's a guy that went to this little school. His initials are LH. His name is Larry Hughes. He played for the St. Louis Billikens. The St. Louis Billikens are out here doing some work in the mid-major world. I don't know if they're going to be a top 10 team, but I think they got enough to be a threat to somebody in the tournament. I think they can. Yes. I think they can make it a hard day for somebody in the tournament in one of those. What is that? What's the 10? Is it the 10-6? I think that's the matchup. Or one, no, the 7-10. That's what it is. 7-10 or maybe the 8-9 matchup. I think they could give people some problems. And they might be higher than that. They might be on a higher bracket than that. But I like what they got. And I can't wait because I want to see a little bit more of them. But yeah, shout out to my man Larry Hughes. Another favorite players.
And St. Louis is rose in some of the polls, and I mean they're sitting here at 21-1. But you got Miami, Ohio, who eked out another victory the other day at 22-0. So I don't know. I'd like to see those two teams play Gonzaga and see what happens. Because you got BYU doing nothing but tumbling since day one. A1. They started out. They were top 5, I believe, in the first polls, and they're just tumbling. And they only have 4 losses, and they're at number 16. So,
but
BYU go ahead.
Is that quality of play, or is that because they just don't have the get right? Like they're falling, but they just need that one thing, or they need to fix that one thing and get them back on track, because they did start off strong, but that might have been just because of a light schedule early.
Yeah, that was their young freshman lighting it up early too,
right? And
like I said, they do got 4, possibly 5 ball players averaging double figures, but that double figures is like 10.1, 10.3. You know, It's not like 2 of them averaging 18 and the other one's averaging 14. You know, you got 4 guys averaging 10 points, and then you got the youngin averaging 22, 3. So, yeah, BYU, I would not be surprised to see them, like I say, low low top 25 come tournament time. You got to look at teams. That Florida team, I still think got something. Clemson, I think they play long. They're a tall team, shot blocking team.
That? I saw Tennessee this year.
Yeah, they played today.
Tennessee. What I saw from Tennessee, I don't know if they figured something out, but the last time I saw them, it was ugly, and they were playing Florida. It was.
Yes. Well, Florida got out on them in the first half by a chunk, and Tennessee just couldn't dig back in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I watched that game too. I'm trying to find it. No, they lost to Kentucky. Their last loss, Tennessee's was.
Yeah. Tennessee just don't put up points. That's the only problem I have with them.
And the Florida game, they got beat by almost 30 points. But they're playing today actually against Ole Miss. There's no score listed here, but they beat Auburn, Georgia, and Alabama their last 3 games. And Alabama is a tough team to beat because they score a lot of points. Tennessee was able to hold them to 73, but Alabama, I want to say, averages in the high 80s, and that's a lot of points. They broke the 100-point barrier several times, just like last year. So you gotta score points, and Tennessee can't come out flat like they did against Florida, or somebody's going to gap them by 30 like they did. So, yeah, I think Tennessee's where they belong in the bottom half of the top 25. You know, maybe get them as high as 16 or so. They just they need more time. They need more time. SEC is pretty tough, but I think the Big Ten is probably the most stacked conference right now.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. We are at the end. Time to land this plane. Take this thing on in. 30 seconds. Final thoughts.
Oh, you gotta give us more time now? I mean, although we've come to the end of the road, now he's gonna let us let go. It's okay.
He's gonna drop you off. He's gonna drop you off, son.
It's unnatural. It's all good. Big move to me happened yesterday. The Seattle Mariners in a good move added Brendan Donovan, third baseman, to their roster from the St. Louis Cardinals.
From the Cardinals, yeah, I heard that.
I think that's going to be a very underrated move. He can slide in at the beginning of their lineup. He can slide in the early part of their lineup. I think a guy that we all know is going to have a decent year, and his name is Victor Robles. I think he's going to hit the bottom of their lineup. He may still do the maddening, getting picked off and running into outs.
Yeah,
but I think last year he was on a course, and the bad thing for him is he had that gruesome injury, chasing that foul ball and going to the net. And I think if he can find that groove, and this is the one part about baseball, is like you gotta find that groove. And if he can get back to that place where he was at, he was actually having a very good, almost borderline all-star season last year before he got hurt. And the problem is he got hurt, and I think he had to miss like 6 to 8 weeks, and he just never was able to get back. He probably even missed more than that, but I think it was like 10 to 12 weeks. So it was just one of those things where he just couldn't get back. You know what I'm saying? So, and KG, just a side note, when you said to Jack, you was like, let me interrupt you for a second. I think the only thing you missed out of that statement was Beyonce had the hottest album last year. So
it's Grammy season, so that would have been appropriate. That would have been appropriate. It is Grammy season. I'm gonna say this, and then I'll toss it to Jack. Oh, go ahead, Jack.
No, I was just tapping my pen.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm actually looking forward to the baseball season this year. I'm trying to look at it with fresh eyes and not be so hurt because the Yankees don't win. So I'm trying to look at baseball as a whole. So I'm actually excited for baseball this season. I just wanted to let that be known, Jack.
You decided to be let down by them Yankees.
Lord have
Sorry for
mercy.
that.
Look, I need all of my Atlanta Maylocks and everything else if they gonna let me down like they did last year, boy.
Well, I got to give Midnight Rider a little update on his Tennessee Volunteers. They are currently up 30 on Ole Miss. So they get beat by 30, then they win by 30. Yeah. Can't be inconsistent like that. And what's up, Midnight Rider? What's up with the Cardinals letting go a lot of their key pieces? I believe Baltimore got Ward, didn't they?
So the Cardinals were in this tricky spot where they had some young pieces, but they weren't exactly playing up to their level. So they had to move some stuff around, rearrange the deck chairs. I think they're in one of these short 2-year rebuilds because I don't think they're spending money right now. They just moved Real Motu, is that his name? The third baseman?
Yeah, moved him and Ward, I thought.
Yeah, they moved him. You already moved Goldschmidt, and you moved Contreras. So it's like, the sign is there, and I don't think you want to waste Donovan right now because I think you're probably 2 to 3 years away from being what you want to be. And the other problem is a couple of the other young prospects, they're higher ranked guys, just haven't hit. And then that's the problem.
Got you. Thanks for the input on that. And another thing I got for you there, Midnight Rider, you're a guy that likes to wear many hats. You like hats. Everybody knows that. But why you don't have a Carolina hat? Because y'all busters. Go Duke.
Well, if you look at it, I think we've been in the finals more recently than you guys have. Honestly, I just haven't. It's funny you said that because I was looking at my hats the other day and I was like, yo, I don't have a Carolina hat. So that order's gonna be put in with somehow
I'll get you one.
I'll get you one. All right. No, I don't want you to give me a Carolina hat because you can send me a Duke hat. Because Duke is technically in Carolina.
That is true.
I'll get you a pack hat.
Nah, don't
pack
do that.
hat. You like red?
I do like red and black, but nah. Oh, KG, I just got my I ain't gonna show it to you, but
did you watch that Kansas?
I went old school and got me a red and black lumberjack
with the hat to match.
I don't have the hat to match, but
what are you talking about? You got a flannel jacket?
It's like a it's not a
triple fat goose.
It's like a small it's like a shirt. It's like a hoodie
shirt.
But it's not that thick. And it's got a hood on it and everything. Yeah. So I rock that
taking it back
because it's been 20 degrees out.
Yes, sir.
I like the cold, but this ain't the cold I like.
I don't like it. I don't like it below 45 degrees, man.
Well, I said I'm real quick, and then we got to go. Supposed to be giving Midnight Rider his flowers. You talked about the hiring cycle, and somebody wrote an article and said you had 10 vacancies, no minority hires, one minority as a coordinator. I think it's time if we're not going to use the Rooney Rule, we're not going to revise it. Just go away from it and not have it in anymore because it's not going to work.
So that's actually great. Funny you say that, and I appreciate that because today on his show, Chris Russell actually kind of addressed that with a caller, and they talked about that. Again, I just think there's a problem, and it's a fundamental one, and I think people the coordinators gonna have to figure this out because there's plenty of black defensive coordinators, but there's not many black offensive coordinators. And I think the way the world's swerving is we're swerving to these younger coordinators being the offensive guys. And I hear the Grant Paulsons and all them complaining about the fact that it's easier with an offensive coach. because you don't have to replace your offensive coordinator every so often. But then when you push back and I say, well, Sirianni's an offensive coach, and they've had 5 coordinators in 5 years. So what are we doing here? So that's just the questions you ask. I'm always interested in coaching cycles and having these conversations. But yeah, that's why we got this all season too, because we're gonna have some fun talking some of that stuff out and making it happen.
Most definitely. So don't forget, programming note on Thursday, you get nothing but net. We talking NBA trade deadline all show long. Don't come in expecting nothing else. We talking straight NBA trade deadline. Tomorrow night you got nothing but net proper, and then after that you got In the Past to see the 8. Make sure you tune in and be ready, because leading up to it, we got the Super Bowl on Sunday, baby. But in between that, you got the Gridiron on Saturday as well as the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. Let's get this done. So for the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Ride, I'm the big guy KG, baby. We don't do no overtime, except on special shows. We are out of here.